Hey guys, what's up? I'm Gavin Uranium and welcome back to my video. Happy New Year! 2021, a new year, a new beginning. Also happy new decade to all. But to those who thought the new decade started last year, please don't declare war on me. Let's coexist peacefully and agree to disagree? I don't know, man. Anyways, the last year 2020 had been a wild and rough year for all. I'm glad we survived the year when there was so much wild shit happening and we could have, poof, disappeared and stuff. So really, I think it's a good time to recount and reflect on what happened last year that could have affected us. Let's begin. "2020 almost began with World War III. Do you guys remember? The US and Iran had some friction between them. I won't go into too much details. I guess you guys can look it up yourselves. I'm not a politics channel and I don't want to start a political debate in the comments. But basically, World War III almost happened and we just brushed past it and continued with life. Man, I live in Singapore, which is quite a distance from both US and Iran. But if World War III actually broke out, then my education, my YouTube channel, my music, everything would be interrupted. And that wouldn't be good for me. It wouldn't be good for anyone. I'm glad it didn't happen, really. In the same month, the COVID-19 virus epidemic in China was getting out of control. It was spreading overseas as well. It hit Singapore. I have many relatives who live in China and their daily lives were affected. The city of Wuhan, where the epidemic was the most serious, was locked down. An unprecedented move in the history of China. A few other cities also locked down when their situations got too big to be controlled. Their people's lives were also affected. People couldn't leave these cities for their hometown for Chinese New Year, and people from other places couldn't enter. At the same time, some heroes rose up and sailed against the flow of the waves. They volunteered to go to these pandemic-affected areas to treat patients, leaving their loved ones behind as duty calls. One of them is a relative of my friend, one of a friend I know in real life. He feels proud and I also feel proud for him. At this point, unity is the most important thing and I'm glad Chinese people are able to do this so swiftly. Just a few months and the pandemic in China has been brought under control. Thousands sacrificed their lives in the battle against the coronavirus, many of whom are honorable martyrs whose names and deeds are to be remembered. They are the true heroes and their efforts deserve to be recognized. At the same time, something negative arose. I began to see racial discrimination against Chinese people just because of the virus. Not just Chinese, but anyone who looks remotely East Asian. This isn't the first time in history. People have died because of this. What's worse is that there's also political discrimination and there started to circulate a lot of false information about the virus. When the epidemic evolved into a pandemic, a lot of people started blaming China unreasonably and also over the fake news. I have to say this, playing politics and play games is the worst thing to do, especially during this pandemic. Some people also made fun and joked about this, which I find super immature and inappropriate. This isn't helping with combating the virus at all. We shouldn't make one another enemies. We have a common enemy, the coronavirus. Now that the pandemic is still not over, we only have those people to blame. Also, the COVID deniers, Karens who refuse to wear masks, who are selfish and only care about their own freedom with no regard to the safety of those around them and themselves. I have been a strict follower of the restrictions and rules. I always tried my best to keep myself and my surroundings hygienic for myself as well as those around me. The majority of other Singaporeans have too, and look at us today, we are almost completely nailing it. We've already moved in post-circuit breaker phase 3, which is long awaited by all. That brings us into a perfect transition. The CB period. It happened when I was in the middle of my school term. Lessons were suddenly moved online, exams got cancelled, my school orchestra's practice sessions got cancelled too, and our concert was postponed by half a year. And by the way, also moved to virtual. As I'm part of my orchestra's exco, I was responsible for part of the planning and rendering the virtual concert. It was a real pain, and in the end, when we finished the video, there were so many things wrong with it. But from that, I also learned many things. Not everything goes smoothly according to plan, but we tried our best so everything is gonna be alright. Alles well. During the CB period, I accidentally rediscovered something that I would call the best accident of my life. is the gacha community. A whole new world was open to me and I discovered hundreds, thousands of awesome gacha channels and their videos. I also learned a lot of valuable life lessons from certain videos and also gained knowledge about life in general. Their imagination is very diverse and interesting. I began joining the community as a fan but not as a creator, a gacha tuber. I can't create stories as well as those many gacha tubers do, but I want to be part of the community, to be noticed by the community. I was with the community when Lunime released Gacha Club, an important release that brought a big change to the community's creations. They have a lot of friendly people and are very welcoming, accepting, and united, I guess. When there's toxicity, everyone just literally unites against it and gets rid of it. I want to connect with the community, so what did I do? I started reacting to gacha videos. By connecting with them, I show them we have common interests. At the same time, I can also potentially promote my music to a larger community. Well, let me split this story in half and divert to something else first. Now I'll talk about the country balls and mapping communities. My channel gained 2K subs because of my country balls and mapping videos got popular. I started drawing country balls in 2017 and making mapping videos in 2018. Initially, I enjoyed the fame brought to me through these videos, but later, I didn't. People were only paying attention to my country balls and mapping videos. Meanwhile, my music videos weren't getting attention and were deep down in algorithm hell. I started my channel as a music channel, uploading original music which I created with blood, sweat, tears, and valuable time. That is what I truly enjoy creating, not country balls and mapping, which were supposed to be side interests. I then restarted uploading music videos and reduced the frequency of my country balls and mapping videos. No, it didn't make my music videos much more popular. I wasn't happy. I didn't love making country balls and mapping videos anymore. So, in late 2019, I made a decision to continue and quit mapping and country balls the next year. Meanwhile, people turned my comment section into a political battleground. They were insulting and attacking me at my home country, China. And during my time in the communities, I discovered quite an amount of toxicity. Among them, they made a lot of negative remarks, xenophobic, ultranationalist, religionist, racist, homophobic, basically very offensive stuff. The ones that hit me the hardest were the xenophobic stuff. They make up false info about the political situation and people's everyday lives in China, which I took extreme offense. They even memed and joked about it, which was really inappropriate and made me feel targeted. Then I realized some mappers are also not factually historically informed in their alternate history and future videos. I know they're fiction and they don't intend for it to happen in real life. As an ex-mapper, I understand that. But these need to be based on historical facts, which some mappers fail to do, and when I try to point out, I either get ignored or lashed back. I had enough. If I don't quit sooner, I might have had my life affected, and I certainly don't want that. I already allowed it to affect my life, and I didn't want it to continue. Now, I know that the mapping and country balls communities aren't generally toxic. I made friends from the communities and left behind memories. However, there is a lot of toxicity that surrounds them coming from certain members and made me feel personally targeted. I couldn't take it. So in September, I deleted all my mapping and country balls videos and left the community with little trace. Few people would remember me and wonder how I'm doing right now or come back check on my channel. If you're among those few people, I thank you a lot. And by the way, my channel is doing very well right now. Thanks for caring. The rest of them probably wouldn't remember me, be like, do you remember this guy Gavin Uranium? He was a mapper, a country balls artist. Gavin what? Uranium? No idea, can't recall. Yeah, I see that actually as a good sign. I didn't want to be remembered as a mapper or country ball speed artist. That's not who I want to be. I want to be remembered as a musician, known for music that I created. I had myself fall back into algorithm hell after I quit mapping and country balls. My music was receiving a low number of views. People were disinterested in my channel. Although I had 2.23k subs, only around 10, 20, maximum 30 actually cared about my videos and watched them. And I started losing subscribers. I fell to 2.22k subs and stalled there from September to November. I had to take action to get my channel out from algorithm hell. I started a series called Uranium Reacts, basically a series where I react to videos I like and I find it interesting. One type of videos, as you guys can see, is gacha videos. in November when I felt my channel had stalled for too long, a miracle came. My videos blew up. Those videos are none other than classical musician reacts to the music freaks. I was happy. I found supporters. New fans who are interested in my content subscribed to me and made my channel regain momentum. Ever since that, I have received over 200 new subs who are interested in my videos. At the same time, I made quite a number of new friends from gacha-themed Discord servers. We share the same fandom, we're interested in the content from the same gacha tubers, we enjoy chatting together, etc. I found a place that I could belong to, a community that would accept me and befriend me, not looking down on me or my home country. I'm happy I discovered the gacha community and became a part of them. This is where I feel I belong. I'm really glad I was saved by a community that's so amazing, so positive. They're inclusive, accepting, and very friendly, also extremely united. At the same time, I had to deal with hate, which is something nobody wants to, but everybody kinda has to be prepared for. There's a certain amount of hate that surrounds the gacha community because of some toxic and inappropriate content created using gacha apps. And because of this minute amount of content coming from a minority of the app's users, some haters hate on the entire community. Well, there are reasonable haters and unreasonable haters whom I had dealt with. At the end of the day, I can't force everyone to like what I like. Haters still gonna hate. And I was warned by concerned friends that some people will make fun of me because I like gacha. Now this is completely ridiculous. I'm like laughing now. I have a very genius idea in mind. Remember during World War II when the Polish government in exile declared war on Japan? Japan rejected Poland's declaration of war. That's just badass, and I think I'm going to do the same thing to the haters and those who make fun of me. Be like, Gavin Ukraine shit heat little kid Radium, I hate you because you like gacha. Oh well, I reject your hate. I don't accept your hate. Your hate is invalid. Yeah, I'm that weirdo freak badass who will deal with hate in the most unthinkable way possible. People make fun of me because I like gacha. I think I can Uno reverse them because they hate gacha. I have as much reason to hate them as they have to hate me. Really. It'll be super funny to see the haters' epic fail. To those who are genuinely concerned for me because people might make fun of me, I thank you for your concern. Don't be too worried, I can deal with it myself. To those who want to make fun of me, beware. During this pandemic, I also discovered new opportunities for myself. I'm a music channel. I upload music that I compose, remix, produce, perform, and sing. In late October or early November, I found myself interested in voice acting. This is also thanks to the voice actors who voiced gacha videos that I watched, like those from The Music Freaks. Yeah man, die-hard TMF fan. I've always loved singing, even though I'm not exceptionally good at it. But at least I'm not bad, right? I want to get better at singing. When I think about it, singing and VAing aren't too much different. I signed up for multiple voiced gacha projects and got the role for some of them. This is really a new opportunity for me, and at the same time, my singing can also improve. As someone who had never had professional singing training, VAing is definitely a good supplement for self-learning and improving singing. I'm even going to do a VAing demo reel next year. Guys, maybe you hear my voice in some gacha movies that will blow up next year. I won't know, but time will tell, definitely. Now here are some other things that affected me. I was supposed to take the ABRSM piano exams in March last year, the cello exams in September, and the theory exams in October. But because of the pandemic, the examiners had to leave Singapore early and return to UK before the lockdown. Now, money isn't a problem since I was refunded in full. It just delayed my music performance and theory progress by quite a long time. Funny thing, a classmate of mine signed up for the March exam as well, but his exam was a few days before my exam. His exam date was before the day UK went on lockdown, so he could take the exam, but I couldn't. Spoiler alert, he got distinction for the exam. Hey, congratulations! Anyways, ABRSM did introduce an alternative to take the practical exams. They are performance exams. Students taking this exam were to record their performance and submit to ABRSM online. So I signed up for the first session that was made available to Singapore. Now I could take my piano and cello exams, but still not my theory exam. But I'm pretty hopeful ABRSM will work this out as well and ASAP, so I can take this exam and complete my theory grades journey. Well, that's about all of the important things that affected me. Now here are some things that affected others but not myself. The Australian bushfires, the George Floyd incident, the Californian bushfires, the death of basketball star Kobe Bryant, the postponing of Tokyo Olympics, etc. I may not have been affected, but I can see a lot of others who have been affected by such events. Well, I won't be dragging on this topic for much longer. This video, is getting super long, yeah? So, 2020, a wild year for all. I'm really happy and glad we survived this year. To those who unfortunately didn't make it to the end of the year, or those who have lost loved ones, my condolences. Now we're in 2021. Will we know if 2021 is going to be better than 2020? Well, we may not know, but we can be part of those who will make 2021 better than 2020. As 2020 has passed, we reflect back on the events. Now as 2021 starts, we will look forward. 2021 is going to be a year. Well, 2020 has been rocky for my channel too. This year I'm going to be determined. I'm going to make this year mine. Yes, 2021 is going to be my year. That's about it for the video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you will stay subscribed to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned.